Good morning, Alan.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Sergeant. May you please introduce yourself to the jury and spell your name for the record?
My name is Sergeant Michael Snyder, Schneider. I'm currently employed with the Florida Southwestern State College in Fort Myers.
And tell the jury a little bit about what that entails.
I am basically responsible for the security of the college, managing my crew, and a lot of it is community policing as well.
And how many fellow officers do you supervise?
Currently, I have a crew of 14.
Tell the jury about your education and training and experience in law enforcement.
So I went to the academy. Backing up, I have an associate's degree in AS. I went to the academy in 2010. Worked for the Fort Myers Police Department from 2011 to January 22. I left there. I basically retired due to age. Took a small hiatus, and then I started out with the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, and I left there in November the prior year. And I've been at the FSW Police Department since December of 23.
Approximately how many years in law enforcement do you have?
It was about 14 now.
And you mentioned your degree, and you said some initials. What does that stand for?
An associate science degree. It's in the automotive field. I used to be an auto mechanic a long time ago.
Okay. All right, Sergeant Snyder. So the time frame I want to ask you about is very specific, going back to the year 2023 in September of 2023. At that time, were you employed by the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir, I was.
And what was your position at that time?
I was working as deputy in road patrol.
Now, when you're a deputy on road patrol, does that mean you can see anything and everything and respond to countless different types of situations?
Yes, you basically you listen to the radio and see what's going on. If there's another one of your fellow deputies has a call that you might need help, and we also have a screen on the laptop that shows what calls are basically in service currently and which ones are holding.
And is Port Charlotte, is that in Charlotte County as well?
Yes, it's on the north side of the Peace River.
All right. I want to direct your attention to approximately 6:30 p.m. Were you dispatched to a certain location in Punta Gorda, Florida?
Yes, I was.
And where were you dispatched to?
It is called CSU. It's the Crisis Stabilization Unit of Charlotte Behavioral Center.
And what happens there?
This is usually where we bring critical Baker Acts.
Now, in this particular case, how was it that you responded to that location?
I was dispatched there. The call notes had said that I need to be there for a release of a potentially violent patient.
And did that end up being the defendant, Collin Griffith?
Oh, yes, it did.
Did you see the defendant back on the evening of September 19th of 2023?
I did.
Describe to the jury, when you pull up to the facility, where do you go? Do you stay in your car? Do you go inside? To tell them the process.
No, you don't go inside. You basically come in. It's kind of like a U-turn. You park under the portico. There's room for about 2 vehicles. I was on the left-hand side, and the entry doors are on the right, double doors. And when I got there was nobody there yet.
What is the purpose of you being there?
Basically providing a security escort. Somebody had a concern. I forgot who the initial complainant was on the call, but they had a concern that the patient that is to be released might has violent tendencies or might act out.
And if the release goes like smoothly and according to plan, what should have happened that evening? Like when the defendant comes out, what's he supposed to do, or where's he supposed to go?
Basically, when he's released, or any patient gets released from the facility, to go with whoever picks him up and leaves.
Now, did that happen in this case?
No, they did not.
Describe to the jury when you first saw the defendant. What happened?
So I was standing there, standing by my car on the left-hand side, and you can see into the facility, and people were starting to walk out. And when the doors opened, the young man came straight up to me and approached me and said I needed to be Baker acted.
Were you surprised to hear that?
Oh yeah, because that is usually people want to leave.
Now, how would you describe his demeanor when he said that?
He was focused. He had a goal for sure. He was somebody on a mission. He looked at me and said, "I need to be Baker acted."
Were you in a marked vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And take it you had your marked uniform on?
Yes, sir.
Did you ask him why he said that?
Yes, I did, because it's unusual. He said, I need to be Baker acted because I'm either going to go kill myself and he said his mother.
What did he say about his mother?
He said he was going to either kill himself or his mother. You know, he didn't name her by name, but he said it's either his mom or his mother.
When the defendant said he was either going to kill himself or his mom, were you surprised?
Yes, definitely.
Did you ask him any questions or respond in any way?
Usually when people do that, they have some sort of motive, and so I asked him, so how are you going to do that? And he stated, I'll find a way. I'll find a way. He named numerous methods, but unfortunately I didn't write them down, and so I don't recollect that, but there were several ways he was going to do that, and it was significant what he said.
Now, when he named the different manners in which he could kill his mom, was it like direct things that he could do to kill a person?
Yes, I don't remember quite exactly specifically what it was, but each one of those methods that he mentioned would definitely lead to death, for sure.
After he said these things, what did you do?
We stood by the door with him, just kind of keeping an eye on him while other people were conferring what to do with him. I believe Deputy Welch was with me. They're from the Irish team. And I believe that she took over the secondary Baker Act, because this is definitely a liability at this point. So,
at that point, when the defendant says the direct things that he's going to do, is he a danger to himself and to his mom and perhaps anyone else he wants to kill?
yes.
You mentioned Deputy Welch. Is that Deputy Kerry Welch, also with the Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned the term, the Irish team.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
They are called for critical care or anybody who's a mental crisis. They're specially trained. I don't know exactly what the Irish stands for anymore.
And was the defendant insistent that he needed to be Baker acted because he would hurt himself or his mom or kill himself or his mom?
Yeah, he did not want to go. He basically stated that so he wouldn't have to leave.
So after you were concerned about his own safety and his mom's safety, what was the end result with what happened to the defendant?
He was readmitted to the facility as a Baker Act.
Did that conclude your involvement with the defendant that evening?
Yes, sir.
All right, Sergeant Snyder, I don't have any further questions.
Someone help?
Sergeant Snyder, you weren't involved in the initial reason that Collin Baker was placed in Charlotte Behavioral Health, were you?
No, ma'am.
So you have no knowledge of what led to him being there?
No, ma'am, I do not.
And are you aware that Collin had been trying not to get released from that facility under his Baker Act before you were alerted and told to go there?
No, not until he told me.
Okay. And are you aware that his mother had done everything she could to get him released from that Baker Act?
No, I did not have any background information at that point. All I knew was potentially violent.
Are you aware now that his mother did everything she could to get him out of the Baker Act facility leading up to your interactions with Collin on September 19th, 2023?
I did not follow any of that, ma'am.
And are you aware that the staff at at Charlotte Behavioral Health was insisting on releasing him to his mother on September 19th, 2023.
That I do not recall. I know his grandmother was, I think his grandmother was there to get him.
And you don't know what Collin had said to any of the people who were trying to make him go home before you got there, correct?
No, ma'am.
And basically Collin told you, I would rather go back into this facility than be sent home.
He didn't specifically say that. He said he wanted to be Baker acted. He
Did not want to
that-
go home.
apparently, yes.
Did he ever tell you he didn't feel safe at home?
I don't recall that.
He might have said that, but you didn't write it down, or you don't remember?
I don't know. What I remember is on the short notes.
Did you make those short notes?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's entirely possible Collin told you that I'm afraid my mom will do something to me and I will kill her.
I probably would have remembered that.
But you're not sure.
No, ma'am.
And you have no idea if he had said that 1, 10, 1,000 times in the hours leading up to your interactions with him.
No, I wasn't there with him. I only had a short interaction during the time.
But you said he was focused on getting readmitted to the Baker Act facility.
That's what the end goal appeared to be.
Thank you.
Redirect.
Nothing further.
Is the witness released?
He is
Ms. Thornton?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Next witness.
State called Deputy Alexander Sharp.